I got a treat for you guys. A customer just gave me this board, and we're gonna talk about board design. Might as well start with the old school. Check this out. This is a Jack the Ripper model, and he told me I got it from John Kwan. He's from Hawaii, but he's living in Seattle. He's like a vintage bodyboard collector, but he doesn't just collect them, he rides the boards. So I'll tell you more about that later, but check this board out. Look how thick it is. Look at that. Look at the bottom. So the bottom has these reverse channels, and this was a stock board, I guess. So he told me it was 1988 he got this, and it was at Waipahu Racket in town. And yeah, it was originally made by what was the company? I forget. And edit that out. But yeah, most of us, I've never seen this board in my life till today. So that's the design. Look how thick it is. Super thick, but I want you to notice the rails. These rails are like 90-10. It's like 90% rail, 10% top chime. And I believe that's because of the thickness of the board. I mean, think of Jack the Ripper surfing pipeline. So we'll go into board design and materials. This thing, he wanted, I mean, for how thick it is, you needed more rail to dig around the wave. Plus he's surfing pipe. All he wants is rail. So I believe that's what went behind this rail design. I have no idea what the core is, but look at the, I don't know if you can see the teardrop shape, but I mean, that's just made for barrel riding, for scooping in the barrel, and just being able to have that control and maneuverability, looseness in the barrel. This is a total Jack the Ripper board, pipe board, but look how thick it is, man. That's crazy. So yeah, basically, I'm not sure if he invented this bottom, but my customer, John Kwan, loved it so much. So he actually rode this board back in the 80s when he got it, and it's still in good condition. So he liked that bottom so much that he made this board. It's a Yikes bodyboard, made of Arcel. The Jack the Ripper, I'm not even sure what core it is. It's probably dowel core, no stringers, but I mean, it has the thickness to probably maintain stiffness. But yeah, so he liked the channel so much, he had it made into this board, and he still rides this board to today. This board must be like 25 years old, but it's pretty thick also. The rails look 70-30, and that'll work good for hold. And I think probably because it's so thick, you need more rail. But yeah, this is a 90s board. This old one is an 80s board, and he just gave me this board, the Mach 7 SS, and this is a 90s board, and this is one of my favorite boards. So this one is dowel. It's still pretty thick, not as thick as the Jack the Ripper, and the rails look 60-40, so we're getting thinner rails. Still no stringers. But one thing I want to say about the old school board designs, they're classics for a reason. It's the shapes are universally good for all around wave riding. The rails had a purpose for the thickness of the board, but I found the shapes are just classic. they're timeless. So in my pursuit of an all-around board, I kind of take from the past and I implement some of the modern designs and materials. So we'll talk about modern materials and designs. I would say it went far from this. It continued on the path of thinner and less rail and stiffer. And as you guys know, there's stringers, there's polypro, there's still PE, which is Dow, polyethylene. Same skin, same slick, Sirloin bottom, old school 8 PCF top, or 8-pound top. And that's basically it. I noticed board design went from a teardrop to more of a bullet shape, and it's actually more like a drop knee board, but I'm not sure if the writing adapted to that shape, the shape of the boards now and the trend, or if the boards adapted to the type of writing we do now, which is more down the line, less in the barrel, less, you know, like smooth maneuvers, more down the line, straight, get pitted, come out, blast the giant air. So the boards have a little more lower wide point, a little more parallel shape, and they're just made to fly. I found it's gone a little overboard, and if we could balance the old school with the new, you would find a pretty balanced and pretty awesome board.